On Monday morning.
Monday. Hey,
my nigga, it's Can We Not Podcast, bitch.
Yeah, it's Can We Not? Can We Not Podcast?
City World
Radio. What?
Can We Not Podcast? Up in this bitch, King Podcast.
Always potting. On a Monday morning, oh yeah. Potting. Whole world potting. We really do. Yeah, we really do.
What's the pod?
The pod is the power that beat.
Woo. That's a fact. But welcome to another installment, another episode of the Can We Not Podcast. That's right, we are back in this bitch.
Back, we lit.
Things on, got my air horn going.
Episode 83?
Episode 83, my nigga, that's right.
I'm coming to you with that yee energy. That's how we gotta do it. Red Spider. I don't know who that is.
Episode 83, what a wonderful place to be with me, your host, the one and only, Mr. Evan Combest himself.
You look like you almost forgot your name.
Hey, the rhythm was off.
Who am I?
The rhythm was off. AKA ASAP Nappy. Some know me as Evan J. Some know me as ASAP Nappy, but you guys can call me your host for the night. And I'm here with my co-host.
Tonight?
We got Far Rockaway's finest. Well, this morning. We got Far Rockaway's finest. We got Akai in the building.
Yee. I'm out here. Between a rock and a hard place.
A what?
A rock and a hard place. That's the
I thought
phrase
you said I'm between Far Rock and a hard place.
Well, Far Rock is a hard place. It's terrible.
Bars, bro.
There's a lot of poverty. We might actually not have buses going out of Far Rockaway. That is a real thing. Look at the wave. You can't because it's only in Far Rockaway. Anyway, damn, it's sad over there. Woo!
So,
I don't know how the fuck I got here today.
I didn't even give you my AKA yet.
Chill. Them AKAs have been hitting kind of hard some weeks. Akai Good Jr.? I don't know, man. He's been saying some crazy bars, man. I don't know if I want to subscribe to that.
Can't be. There wasn't that much that happened for me to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get him with this one. Because I always try to make it relevant to a story going on throughout the week.
Oh.
And, you know, most of the shit was like, what, Gail, Oprah,
Oh,
Snoop
no.
Dogg.
I don't want to be either of those people.
Yeah.
Any three of those people are terrible. I don't know
Kobe
what's going
Bryant?
on. That's a lot of honor.
Yeah, you ain't that great yet.
Yeah, not yet.
But you're going to get there, right?
We're going to get there,
I believe you.
Of course. I believe in myself, too. You have to. If you don't, then what are you doing? Will Smith said it.
What'd he say?
You can't defeat yourself.
Will Smith said that?
Yes.
Or did he hear it from somebody? And
He
repeat
probably
it?
heard it from somewhere, like the Dalai Lama or something. But still, like he heard it. He
Sounds
said
just
it.
like his stand-up material.
Oh, come on! Why you have a bone to pick with Will Smith and
I
his
got a
awesome
bone to pick. You heard this song? I don't want that monkey mouth motherfucker sitting in my throat.
We are going against each other. This
Black
is not
History Month,
exactly.
right.
Come
Stop.
on, man.
It's
Come
Black
on,
History
brother.
Month. You're right.
Come
Wakanda
on.
forever. That's
Yes.
Right. Oh yeah, Must See TV's in the building.
Oh yeah, Must See TV. How was the show last night, man?
What show? Tell us about what's the show? What event? How are you feeling?
I'm still, I got home late.
Oh, he got the good camera on him.
It was lit, yeah.
2 a.m.
Got that big boy on.
You already know, man.
Pause.
So you and Jay Fells went to the spot. I knew it.
Me and Jay Fells. Yo, shout out to everybody that came out yesterday.
We had we had everybody calm down.
We had a lot of people come out yesterday.
Okay.
Good. My voice is being broadcast over the waves.
It's wavy.
Tell us about it.
So wavy, baby.
Man, we had a lot of people out. New Yorican is very happy with us.
Hey.
Evan put on a hell of a show. Evan closed us out last night. He had the show.
You didn't say that. You didn't say nothing about that. You closing? You was a headliner? You was a headliner,
bro.
Woo.
What's the yams?
How did you afford Evan?
We still talking about that behind the scenes.
Oh, he's still working out
the contract negotiations.
Did you get everything on your rider?
They looking heavy right now.
Oh no.
I don't know. We're gonna have to square up after this. If I want my publishing. You know, I Must See TV is he get into a Sirius XM bag, act like I ain't got no rights.
So you get to go every Wednesday at your leisure. You get a pass.
Well, no, that's my deal with Inf, because afterwards, me and Inf talk. We try to set something the Evan Inf show is going to be coming to Sirius XM sometime. Well, Live 89 FM. Shout out to everybody on Live 89 FM. Shout out to everybody on Skye Kirby Radio. Shout out to everybody on City World Radio. Listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher.
Setting up deals that ain't gonna happen. Like, come on, man.
Me and Inf,
we tried it with Popeyes. It's not gonna happen.
No. Me and Inf, we had a gentleman's handshake and a pizza shop.
Yo. That sounds very New York. That sounds very New York.
That's about as New York as it gets, and it worked. It worked for us.
Anybody wearing Tim's?
No, but it was words of Tim's for the show.
Ah.
But yeah, Ifty, whatever number that was amazing.
We stopped giving them numbers because it don't matter.
It's just a comedy series now.
It's just about putting on a good show. That's it.
And a lot of people don't even look at it as just a show. It's an event.
It's an event. It's like going to like a mini comedy festival almost.
Yeah, definitely. Where a lot of people could come out and see a lot of different comics from a lot of different walks of life. I love talking to the people after the show where they get to have like a favorite comic of the night or whatever. So shout out to all the comics who performed on the show. Shout out to Danny Del Cole. Shout out to Samantha Bednarz. Shout out to Chris Tan. Shout out to Tone Viera. Shout out Alex Staub.
I heard that guy was pretty good.
Shout out Abraham Khalif. Anybody else I'm missing?
Alvaro Gamboa.
Yes, Alvaro Gamboa, my dude. That's my guy. That's my guy from way back.
And you know who
I used to do college shows with him.
Yeah, we gotta give a shout out to the comics that passed by. They just to show love.
We do?
Yeah, why not? I mean, deep down inside, they're hoping. I hope somebody drops out so I can get on that stage.
That's just comic. No, that's just
how it is.
No, that's just comic stuff. So that's nothing against the person. That's just regular, very normal comedian behavior.
I feel like y'all got to dedicate an episode to this because there's so much inner workings. Yeah. Like
people don't care about that.
Why don't you guys just do your own podcast?
Never.
What?
Because he still can't get my writer right. Contract
what
negotiations.
Is your writer?
But me and Tony beefing on the low.
What is?
You should read our text threads.
I don't think I want to. This seems toxic.
At least 3 times a week we threaten to like meet up and fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you.
Exactly. Richie's my favorite.
Special shout out though. Earlier this week we got to do a little mini press run.
Oh word, we
went
did.
on to WEMS Radio.
Oh
shout out
show hosted by our old friend Delisha called Crown Confidential. We thought we were just going to pass by for like 15 minutes and just talk about the show. Yo, she had us on the whole show.
Oh, dope.
2 hours.
Yeah. There was a live stream and everything.
Yeah. How was that live stream?
The live stream was pretty popping.
Did you guys get any callers or anything like that? Or anybody try to call?
You know what's funny? I do remember the DJ in the background. What was the DJ's name? I forget in a moment.
Prophet Pete.
Prophet Pete. Yeah, shout out Prophet Pete. He was signaling that the phone was ringing. Like, yo, you got to call her. You got to call her. Yeah. But she was going off on the story.
I think that was just Gabe calling to request Lloyd Banks.
Nah,
I think I saw the number. Because he kind of said it out loud, like, yo, this is the number. And I looked at her iPad, the iPad, and I saw it. Because there was a number on the live stream that said call in.
Oh, I hear you.
That's crazy.
And I checked my phone. It looked pretty familiar, but I just can't pinpoint who it was.
Yeah.
No, it was dope.
I heard some of it. I tried to tune in for a couple of snippets of it. It was really good to hear you guys, go back on your backstory of, comedy and how you guys got in the game and how you guys stay inspired and motivated. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Crown Confidential. Their main thing is always about being inspirational.
Did you lie about anything?
Me? No.
Did you lie about anything?
No, I'm always honest.
Did you stand up? Did you do any stand up?
I never sat down.
You never sat down? That's crazy. It's crazy. 5'9".
What's up with you?
I don't know. I'm just making sure. You didn't lie about your stand up or anything like that, right?
No.
Just making sure.
No.
It's crazy.
Guys, we like 15 minutes in. Are we done self-embellishing?
Self-embellishing.
Self-embellishing.
We're not making anything up.
Yeah.
It was like 2 empty seats.
Yeah. What? No, I saw
that was a row for the comics. That's a reserved row. But
look at that save.
A lot of people pulled up, man. And the thing is, what we love about these shows is Evan and I, we always talk about this. Because they just think it's like people we know. And we're like, no. We only know like 10% of the people upstairs. It's all new people, so
that's good.
Our promotional efforts are not going, we're not doing them in vain. We got, these Facebook ads at work, everything. I'm not gonna give away give away all the sauce, but yeah.
He's got a lot of sauce.
We promote the old school way. We take advantage of the new digital formats.
Jokes.
We promote online.
He's got a street
word
team.
of mouth. We got Facebook groups, so we out here.
He got tone soldiers.
And I do pay high school kids to go around.
Step by step. Shout out M. Shout out M. Shout out Shea 45.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we use. We use the we use the radio to promote too.
That's dope.
Yeah, people listen on radio.
Yeah. The only disadvantage is there's probably people in other states who are like, hey, that sounds like a fun show, but I live in Wisconsin.
Wait, don't you guys usually get people coming from out of state though?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey,
Jersey,
like Virginia.
Michigan, all over the country.
Yeah,
Maryland.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
DC, like those areas.
LA.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had
Specifically Virginia or Maryland.
There's an inside joke here.
I don't even know.
I don't know who's inside of anything of Virginia, but
You say you're not inside of anything? What?
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 Outside.
We have topics. There's a bunch of stuff that happened in the week. Do we want to address it?
If you guys start talking about Galye King, I'm packing up all these cameras.
I don't know what was going on. I
Let's
wanted
talk about
to
Nicki
stay away
Minaj
from
and
that.
Meek Mill.
I wanted to stay away from that too. I was like, no, this seems so toxic. I don't want to even address it, but I got caught
You want to
up
talk
in
about Lori Harvey saving her car?
Yes, how about that? Yes, that sounds.
Shout out Lori Harvey.
Yeah,
She a real nigga.
yeah, and Steve Harvey.
I said
And his
Lori.
socks.
How do you think that phone call went when they told Steve Harvey that his daughter?
Oh, hell no! She did what? She said.
Shut the fuck up, Godfrey.
Shut up, Malik.
Yo, shout out Malik.
It's mad. This is the most random episode ever. But Lori Harvey was recently, she saved her car in an attempted robbery where she was at, food shopping at a Whole Foods, and in the parking lot she was going to her car to first she unlocked the door, then she went to the trunk to go put the stuff in, and then as she's in the trunk, some dude came from the other side trying to get in her car, so then she circles back around the car to try to fight the dude. She got to get him off, and then she pushes him off, she goes back and tries to push her again, then she just slowly, nonchalantly walks off because she remembers she has the key fob. So when you have the key fob, the car won't start, so they can't get away. So she walked away like that, but then another dude came in, they stole her bags. They just not her grocery bags, because that would have been a real fucked up thing.
That sucks. How you gonna steal somebody's groceries?
Because you can't sell that on the second market. We got old grapes. We got raisins. We got early raisins.
Early raisins. So I see you've taken your talents to the supermarket world. That's great, man. The early raisins.
You never go to the early raisin section of the store. Wait, you know when you be
Just in between.
No, you in the supermarket and you you gotta pick off the grape to see how it tastes before you buy it.
You do that?
I'm asking a question.
I hate people that do that.
I'm asking a question.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
That's a mean thing to do.
But the
Don't
thing is,
sample the grapes before you buy.
So fine, I'll talk to the listeners. Hey guys, you guys ever go to the grocery market and pick off the little grapes before you taste it before you buy it to see what it's hitting for? And it's yo, it's low key a raisin.
It's not even washed though. How you gonna do that?
I don't do it. I would just assume somebody comes in with the spray bottle, and they have the little. They have the
little spray thing that comes down,
yeah.
the little showers.
Yeah, get the little wax off it. Well, remember they say they normally display
grapes?
Fruits. Most of the fruits in the grocery stores, the display ones, they rub wax on it to make it appear nicer than what it is. Because normally when people go home, they wash it anyway, so the wax just comes right off.
That's nasty.
Well,
that's nasty.
Things to think about. But Lori Harvey's, her grapes were safe.
What bags did they take then?
Her Chanel bags.
Ah.
Yeah, I think one or two of her Chanel bags or Gucci bags or whatever from the front seat of the car. And she said reportedly they only had clothes in it, and she refused medical attention and all that other stuff. So shout out to her because that's
gangster.
That's super gangster, and I don't like the fact that people oh, that looks staged. I'm just like, fam,
staged. Yeah, the dude was like,
you saw the video, right?
I'm gonna come up around. And he just dipped in the car. I'm like, yo, he just got in, but she just walked away. That's smart.
It's such a wild times that we live in that with all the social media that people just jump to the automatic assumption of it's staged, it's got to be fake.
Yeah.
Fam, in a serious situation like that, what if the worst would have happened?
No, that's true.
You got to, let's just think about that first. Yo, she's safe. Let's do that. If we comes to find out that later on, it was staged, was for something else or whatever, then you could come with jokes or whatever. But she's not coming out saying, I was attacked, I was this, I was that. This happened to her. She has not made any public statements at all. This is just security cam footage of this. She just living her life.
This is true.
So it's like, she doesn't deserve to get any type of, criticism towards her way.
I mean, I think after
and
that
her
whole...
groceries were safe.
Her early raisins.
Yeah.
I mean, I think after that Jussie Smollett thing, people are like, saying their piece and saying all this and that, but
it's different. It's like
somebody almost got attacked and their stuff taken. Like,
those dudes could have took her.
Yeah.
Then what would the conversation would have
exactly
been? Like, you got to really come on. And like I said, with the Jussie Smollett situation, you got to remember Jussie Smollett was the one jumping on the stage talking about I'm the gay Tupac, and he was the one this happened to me. He broke that story. There wasn't no news footage, no secret security cam. Like, he broke that story. Like, you gotta have some context with these stories, people.
Boy, that cried wolf.
Exactly. What other stories you want to hit on real quick?
I would definitely like to give a shout out to Black History Month, because I feel like amidst all this stuff with Galye King and as she's being labeled now okra,
we will get there. No, Kale King.
Like, see, this is why I stay out of this stuff, man. What? We got to uplift ourselves this month.
You thought of that?
No.
Nah, that was somebody.
Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox came up with that. That's mad funny.
Why is that boxer coming up with stuff? Ari Lennox. I thought he was retired.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, what were your thoughts, Evan, on the video I sent you about the dude that said that they should get rid of Black History Month?
There was a man on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about, the video was titled, Why He Thinks They Should Get Rid of Black History Month, which is a very eye-jumping title or whatever. But in his video argument, he spoke on saying that he believes that black history is American history. So to just dedicate it to a month, the structure that it is in the education system and what the majority of society tends to focus on is always the same 6 people. So he feels like you should just include all that in American history, so that way we can spread it out and get a better range of all the more. There's not just the same 6 black civil rights leaders. There's more black excellence, more great black people throughout the history of America that we can shed a light on, instead of just the same old Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Langston Hughes, just the same 6 people. We could do more. So instead of just dedicating it to the shortest month in the year, let's widen the range and the scope, and let's just include black history because it is American history, and just do the whole thing.
Why don't we just segregate ourselves from America?
That was Malcolm X's idea.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
Texas still has that idea too.
Oh, it's to secede from...
Just to secede from the union.
Like
they
Brexit?
should.
Yep.
And Florida,
Texit?
too.
Like,
Texit. Brexit? Texit.
Sound like a gas station.
Texit.
But, no, but I like that was the best example he gave when he said, you learn about the same 6 people all over and over again. Like when he said that, I was like, oh, this man dropping bars right now.
Like, how many different ways can Rosa Parks get dragged off a bus?
Like, for instance, this is
70.
This is what I told Evan, right? I was like, man, there's probably other dudes, in black history, who had afros, but we only know Frederick Douglass as the afro dude. What? I was like, there's probably dudes with afros like, yo, man, I've been to this too. I should be important. Frederick Douglass ain't the only one with a fro.
Catch Tone live at his next IFTY comedy show next month at a to be announced determined
Y'all
date.
condescending.
No, I'm listening.
We're
listening.
listening.
You're right.
Afros.
What
More
about
people have
Latino
afros.
history month?
What about the black man who invented the air conditioner? What about the black person who invented the stoplight?
Actually, the man who invented air conditioning is the most important man ever.
Yeah.
No, he's not. My electric bill has been crazy in the summer. Fuck him.
People like me need
No,
air conditioning.
no, think about that. A black man invented the air conditioner. What did the white man do? Charge us for it.
Exactly. We got charged for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
but that
the
video
electric
is
company.
It's on YouTube. I looked it up right now. It's Daryl Davis. Just look it up. Just type
Daryl
in
Davis?
Joe Rogan, Daryl Davis, the guy.
Yeah, he spoke a lot about that. He also spoke on the whole him speaking to a lot of Klans people, and I thought he was referencing the Black Klansman movie from Spike Lee, but he was talking about something else because he started referencing the Dave Chappelle skit of like the Clayton Bigsby thing. Yeah. He was like, I didn't find it funny because I've been in those things, and there's really people who think like that, which is fine. That's his experience. He can observe that. He stated that Dave Chappelle is a great comedian. He just found that particular sketch to be a little bit too,
light. Like he said clan meetings are nothing like that. He's like, they're dangerous actually. Because this guy's devoted his life to like unconverting people who are in the clan. And he said he has a high success rate. He's been able to pull a lot of people out of that.
Yeah, he got a lot of their their garb and everything like that, right? From once they converted and whatnot,
Most
grandmasters and all that.
I'm guessing he does.
Yeah, they showed him off at CNN. I remember that dude, Daryl Davis.
Daryl Davis, yeah.
He was in showing it off. He was wearing a couple of them. I'm like, hey, whoa, hang on, hang on, Daryl.
Kind of like
hold up.
He kind of reminded me of like you, Akai, because the guy he used to be a musician. I was about to say magician.
Akai used to be a magician.
I'm a magician.
No, he used to be a musician, right? And that's how he made his money. And then
he makes cucumbers disappear.
And then basically he devoted the rest of his life to getting these people out of the
He made
clan.
money doing music?
Yeah.
How the fuck did he do that?
He was like
Did he own his masters?
I think he might have traveled with somebody. Like he was.
He didn't do it in America.
He wasn't an artist. He wasn't a musician.
Okay.
Kind of reminded me of you though. Like you do music, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna spend the rest of your life like telling people off.
I should.
Just like this man does, except he does it in a polite way.
Oh, yeah. If you tell somebody off in a polite way, is it really
sure you
telling
want to do that, young fella?
Don't do that, young fella. Come on. Get your life together. As I wear my cardigan.
If you getting yelled at by a nigga in a cardigan, kill yourself.
And another thing, buddy. Listen, bucko.
I ain't let no nigga in a cardigan yell at me. Get these hands. Oh shit, guys! We were supposed to have Kevin Mason on. We're gonna get him on another time, but
at this point, it just sounds like you made him up.
I know. Like, who is he? It makes it sound like, yo, I know him. Like, nah, for real, I know him. I have his number. We can talk.
Was that Candace chick you're always talking about?
No, I don't know anything.
Wait, Candace Maxwell.
Yo,
wait, you want her to come on?
No, let's relax. Let's hold on, everybody. Let's slow down.
She's in a couple of new things.
Let's slow down.
That's why I'm saying she's doing some great projects. Shout out Candace Maxwell.
Wow, come on, bro. I don't
or
do that
C Maxwell on.
I hate the way that, I wish if I did this to him and the women he adores.
I don't adore any women other than Bad Girl Riri. Shout out Bad Girl Riri. Rihanna, when are you dropping that dancehall album, please?
And if Shmady Shmeshmuk comes.
Can I sidetrack for a second? Can we give a shout out to your friends, Skye?
I'm gonna give them that.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I'm definitely giving them that.
I didn't know if you had that on the list.
Yeah, I did.
Because I just saw them right now on Instagram. They out here fucking lit.
Yeah, well, now we're on it. Let's do it, guys. Let's give them shout out, big old shout out.
To our, Keep It Blunt podcast. Yeah, that was dope.
Skye and Kirk. No,
they smoked during the podcast.
See, now these are the moments Gabe's gonna text me about. These are the ones. These are those moments. The niggas gonna be like, "Yo, tone on the low, be dropping like threes out of nowhere."
That's not even a three. That's nothing. That's just
go back on the bench.
That's just commentary.
Back to the bench, bitch. Get out of here. But no, definitely shout out to Skye and Kirby. Kimberly, you guys have just started their Keep It Blunt podcast. It's on SoundCloud and iTunes. I'm pretty sure they have it on other websites too. I'm not sure everywhere where she put it at, but you can definitely find it there. You can go to the Keep It Blunt at IG. It's two women. They're giving certain social social commentary and just women topics on just the female perspective on things.
Serving it up.
It's the female version of this podcast.
Yeah.
Did you listen?
But let me tell you something.
I did.
I don't listen to anyone's podcast. If that makes you feel better.
Well, for them.
Didn't you just give us a little tidbit of Joe Rogan's podcast?
No, I watched the clip. That's different. I don't sit there and watch all 2 hours of it.
Tone.
No,
but definitely.
Where's my cardigan?
The reason why I think that was cool and worth mentioning is because I meet a lot of people in this business, right, who say they're gonna do something and they don't do it. So I'm happy that the one time that I met them, they talked about doing a podcast and they went ahead and just did it.
Yeah.
So like that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy, Some people talk about doing a podcast, and they don't do it.
She's a mom too.
Yeah.
She has a mom. She's a mother of 2 kids.
That's
the
crazy.
other one has a very crazy work schedule. Like, 2 people, they find the time. And like you just said, they said they were going to do it, and they went out and they did it.
They made it happen.
When, like, you were just getting ready to speak on just about the fact of people who just say they're going to do things and never go on to do it.
Like, I've been saying I want to do a podcast. I'm too busy working on them, producing them.
I thought you were saying you can't find a co-host.
I was going to say, you're on a podcast right now.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I'm talking
Podception.
about. I want to start a podcast. Meanwhile, I'm saying that while I'm on one.
Where'd you say that at? On a podcast.
Catch it here.
Laugh at me.
Exactly. Anything else we want to? I was getting ready to talk about Power.
Yes.
The finale finally happened.
Don't care about it.
Did you watch it?
Nope. Don't care about it. I'm not giving anything to them. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Listen, the way they ended this season off, just that whole
you heard about what
cliffhanger
happened?
thing. No, I didn't hear what happened.
Oh.
I remember you sent me something that we thought was possibly the end. Rumors. But it just seemed like it wasn't going to be the thing. I mean, did it end up being that?
It was the same exact
see, that's it.
episode.
So I didn't even care about it then.
It was the same
It's whack.
exact
That's so fucking
episode
whack.
without the timestamp.
That's so
And it
whack.
ended the same. Only thing that might have been different was the add-ons at the end, where we thought they were going to do the spin-off show,
Yeah.
where the history between Ghost and Tommy
Or
and
like Power
Angela.
Book 2 or something like that.
Something like that, but no, they got Power Book 2, Power Book 3, Power Book 4, and Power Book 5. They got the Tommy spinoff, they got the spinoff Raising Kanan, they got the spinoff with Governor Tate, they got another spinoff with Tariq and his mom. Bro, they got mad spinoff and the spinoff of them being young. Like, they got mad spinoffs now. They announced it all at the end of it.
Really?
Yeah.
All 5 of those books.
Yeah, I sent you the video in the group chat.
I didn't want to see. I only saw the was it Mary J. Blige is in there?
Yep.
Which seems like pretty dope. I saw that, but for the most part, it's just like why give that much energy to things like that when Ghost is dead. He's gone.
The
I mean, they're
show is
gonna
over.
show how he came up, but
I know the show is over, and it ended the same way. I wanted to give people, ask them any thoughts. I wanted to have Kevin Mason to come on and explain himself, but after seeing the episode, I'm kind of glad he's not here because I would hate for him to be next to me while I'm talking shit about this show. We invested 6 seasons of this shit into this show, and for it to turn out the way that it did, it was just not.
oh, there was more.
There was more, bro.
I just watched it after it said "come in the summer" because I was like, okay, that's kind of lit.
Nope. There was more. This is the Governor Tate one. But there was just, I didn't like the way how the show ended after all these different things, the spins and the turns of it. It was just kind of like, you made us hate a character who you were now turning into the main character. So I
Yeah.
doubt that people are going to be even interested in watching whatever this new spinoff show is going to be because he's a hated character.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to see that shit. I don't want to see Tariq running around being the new Ghost, even though he had Ghost-esque moves towards the end of that episode. So you see how he, where he got it from and everything, but I don't like him. And it's just like, nah, I don't want to see that. It's bad. Not a good show. So, also, speaking of that, people are like saying that, he's been getting a lot of death threats. Michael Rainey Jr. has been receiving death threats because people don't like him as an actor in that show. So,
I mean, I'll say this. I feel like it's gotten up there. I mean, it does take a lot to play a character that's hated.
yeah. Yes.
But at the same time, I feel like as him getting his own spinoff, he might be able to showcase himself more and his range. So let's give him a chance. I do hate Tariq, but at the same time, maybe he might be showcasing a different light and he might be able to fall into those shoes that Ghost.
And even if I don't like the character, I'll give the show a chance.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. I mean, I'll still fuck with it. I'm still waiting on the Shy though. The Shy is what I want to see.
You really want to see that?
I kind of want to see what they're going to do after the fact. Cause wasn't Lala supposed to go on there?
Oh yeah, she's gonna be a new character in that show. I'm just a little bit deflated going into that show. I'm just like,
I just like that they were touching on shit that happens in the community.
Yes, I love how it started.
Yeah.
And maybe they have the same great writing, but I just felt like the magic that they had with that cast is gone because of all the behind the scenes stuff going on. So now going into it, I'll give it a chance to see what can they do. How can they come together? How they gonna, make this work? I want to see it, but it's just like a little, I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous. My expectations are very, very low.
Hate when that shit happens.
Yes, but hopefully nobody receives death threats.
I can't even
a
lie.
second ago, you said that who was receiving death threats.
Michael Rainey Jr.
That's something that's been very prevalent recently.
That's
like,
why I wanted to
community?
bounce off of.
Like for instance, Galye King also has been receiving.
That's
death
what I wanted to
threats.
go to. Go ahead.
And also just like in general, like the R. Kelly thing, he was getting death threats. It's like you do anything that's remotely bad, it's like you're quick to get death threats. I feel like.
But what's really a death threat?
If we keep like at this rate.
You're gonna become desensitized.
No one is gonna give a fuck about a death threat. Everyone's just
We're
gonna be
become desensitized
like
to it.
like someone's gonna tell me I'm gonna kill you, and I'm just gonna like it.
I mean, America got a death threat from Iran, and we still
Laughed.
skating.
Laughed in it.
The Oscars coming on tonight like nothing happened.
America will laugh in the face
yesterday.
of anybody who gives us a death threat. We
Yeah,
have
this
the
is true.
strongest military in the world.
Do we?
I laugh at. We are 10 times stronger than anybody else on this planet. The
Do
amount of money that the United States of America invests into their military protection.
allegedly.
Whew,
Allegedly.
But I'm
you
just
gonna have a
saying.
long day.
I don't think we should talk about it here, though.
But threats from people, like it's
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
to a
like-
point where someone's gonna be like, "Yo, man, look, I got this knife. I'm gonna kill you," and you're just gonna be like, "Do it."
That happened to me before.
Do it.
What?
I had a man put a gun in my face one time and
At work?
threatened to shoot me, and I laughed at him.
What made you like that?
The environment of where I grew up.
Yeah.
I've
Poverty.
become desensitized. Yep, poverty. Growing up in a
But you were
hostile.
scared, right? Because you
No!
actually saw it. You weren't
It's
scared.
just like, do it. Make my day.
I was
motherfucker.
not scared. I laughed. I found it actually funny. I thought it was somebody from the neighborhood fucking with me. It wasn't my first time seeing a gun.
Oh.
Oh, Pookie,
And then
if you don't
even in
get
the
out here.
moment when I knew it was real, was like maybe a week or two, maybe a month from training with martial arts, so I knew how to de-arm somebody with a weapon. So I wasn't.
arm.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Not this song.
My arms.
Yeah, nigga.
I knew how to take the dude's arm.
Yes, mixed martial arts. I'll take your arm off. You saw UFC. You see what they be doing in there? They de-arming. They don't disarm. They de-arm.
Who taught you?
It was this one. It was. It was something, but I learned it. I learned the really good techniques, and I knew what to do, and I would have bust that nigga's ass. But yeah, like you said, death threats are just getting a little bit desensitized in America. But that leads me on to talk about one of the main stories I want to talk about today. I want to make sure we hit these fucking stories. Galye King.
Ah,
Y'all canceled.
I was about to do my Birdman hand rub together. Come on, man.
I feel like the biggest thing with all of this between Galye King, Snoop Dogg, and everybody going back and forth with all of this is context and information.
Yeah.
Because without information, all you have is an opinion. So, let's just, for information for everybody who doesn't know, Galye King released an interview, a clip, CNN released a Good Morning, ABC, NBC, whatever network she works for, I believe it's NBC.
Washington Post.
Yeah. They put out a clip of her interview with, Lisa, what's her name?
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie. I'm going to say Leslie
Okay.
Ray because I'm so used to Leslie Ray.
Issa Rae. Or,
Yeah. No, Leslie Ray from the other show. But yeah, Lisa Leslie. Boom. They did an interview. She asked her about Kobe Bryant. They were speaking on him, and Gail goes on to ask about the alleged. The case actually got this. They went through the whole process. The acquitted Kobe Bryant's case that he was acquitted on from the rape or whatever. So they asked her about it, and she goes, "I don't know Kobe to be like that. Anytime he's ever been with me in a club, he's never shown characteristics or anything like that. And I've been in the clubs with NBA players and NBA players who will say, hey, go get me that girl, bring her over here, this and that. Like I've been around players like that, and Kobe Bryant was nothing like that. That was nothing like the man that I know." And then Gail goes on to say, "Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. So what do you like?" And then she was like, "Okay, maybe you could be right. But in my experiences with him, that's not the person who I've known." So then, I believe Gail goes on to ask about, even in his passing, do we think that it's appropriate to even ask these questions? And then Leslie, she goes on to say that, then these are the times because it's not the right time to ask these questions because the man is passed. We've had 10 plus years of when we could have asked these questions after the fact of when he was alive. Now that he's passed away, right now just doesn't feel like the best time to ask it. And if anything, all the information is out there about the case. So everything went to trial and it got settled. It got settled out of court. He was acquitted in the other court. So we should just leave it at that. And outside of that, people gave Gail a lot of backlash. She received a lot of backlash over it. Snoop Dogg came out and made comments, called her a bitch, dog-faced woman. We coming after you. How dare you? This and that. And she came out and she didn't apologize. She explained herself the following morning. She didn't apologize, to be clear. She did not apologize. She was actually upset with her network because she says that the full interview, I haven't seen the full interview, but the full interview, that wasn't it. That wasn't the content. I guess she said it didn't give, that one clip didn't give the full scope of the interview that she had. So she was upset with them. Like, why would you release the most salacious part of the interview? Because it makes it look away. And she didn't like that. So she was angry with her network. She said, me and my network, we're going to talk. And I believe Oprah came out in another interview. I don't know if Oprah was even slotted for an interview. She just came out of nowhere. She was in an interview. She was like, how's Gayle doing? She's been receiving, she's not well. She's not well. She's been receiving death threats. It's not going well. And oh my God. When she started turning on the waterworks, and then this whole narrative of like, Snoop Dogg, you wrong for threatening Galye King and this and that. And that's where we're kind of at today. Snoop Dogg even came out, as of us recording this today, he made a statement saying, like, well, he came out in the video and was like, I wasn't directing harm. I just said, like, what you said was foul. Yeah. What you said was foul. It was out of pocket, out of place. You shouldn't ask things like that. You shouldn't even speak on the dead like that. And I'm speaking, like, metaphorically when I said we gonna get you. I wasn't trying to wish violence on her. Yeah. And so he explained himself. So now, all that information, react.
Man. I mean, he is a former gangster rapper. Turned Snoop Lion turn. So, you know, if we gonna get you, it does sound crazy. He had a gospel album, yeah.
We're gonna get you with the Lord.
Save Jesus. Mm-hmm. Praise Jesus.
Yep.
To be real, it's going back to that whole cancel culture, going back to that whole mob mentality. Like, we're gonna turn up on one person because of a situation and how they decided to proceed to go with it. We only have pieces of the information. We don't have everything. So it's just like, That's why ultimately I didn't want to even be involved and look at what was going on. It's just like you're playing into the art of spin, like Dave Chappelle speaks about every other day, every other comedy special. There's so much at work, but the underlying issue is a person that's not even here to defend themselves. The situation is out of our hands. We shouldn't even be commenting on it. I mean, if we do have a feeling about it, we should speak about it amongst the group. Not publicly where, you know, that can get misconstrued and you have so much influence and so much power is going to get out of hand. People aren't going to know what to do. And then they're going to jump to conclusions and start going crazy.
Yeah. For me, it's like, it was hard because, like, thinking about it, it's like, you need, like I said, people just, you need more context. Like, I watched Michael Eric Dyson, he made a big 9-minute video talking about everything. Where he was like, that is a legit critique of her, but his bigger point was like, we can't be, you know, when we come to policing our own, we can't be so rough and rugged. We have to have, you know, a little bit more sensitivity with our own people and the message that we're sending out while we're doing it. And, you know, let's just stop calling women bitches in rap songs and this and that. And I'm listening to it and I'm taking it in, and he had some very great points. But for me, I always want to speak from a place of understanding.
Yeah.
And like I've said it before on this podcast, how I personally feel about Galye King and Oprah Winfrey, where it just appears that they have an agenda sometimes against black men. Sometimes it's rightfully so and just, and then there's other times where it's not so just. It just seems unfair and out of nowhere. Where we spoke on the time with Oprah Winfrey about to be a part of a documentary series about these women accusing Russell Simmons of sexual misconduct. So it's like, when you have an agenda, you just kind of swipe with the broadsword. You just do a very broad wipe. And sometimes you get the good ones, and sometimes you just get the bad ones. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you do need a moment of self-reflection to say, hey, am I going after this because of something personally? And I never want to make it sound like we don't stand with the victims.
Yeah.
But for people who say that they do stand with the victims, I want to make sure I ask a question of how are you really, like, you sometimes you really need to double check within yourself on how are you protecting the victims and supporting the victims. You know, Kobe Bryant is no longer here. The woman in that case, do we know her name? Do we know where she's at? Has anybody spoken to her? Are these her wishes? Are we acting amongst her wishes? Because if we want to support the victims, I feel like there should be some type of responsibility in speaking with these people and seeing what do they want to be done because of this. And then let's follow from there. you know, I understand the messaging and how you want to try to support these people, but like, let's try to do it a little bit more responsibly. And I felt like for Snoop Dogg to say what he said, a lot of people think it's out of pocket, but at the same time, that's the issue with what Galye King did, the timing of it, because it's ill-timed. And Snoop Dogg, he said, that was my friend. Yeah. That was my friend. Yeah. They had a relationship. He was close with Kobe Bryant. Like, I'm still having, as a person who doesn't know Kobe Bryant, I still can't process in my fucking brain. I have to stop myself throughout the day on any random time and just be like, yo, fuck, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to stop and just take a deep breath because I get upset. I can't accept it. Like, it still has in my mind. It's like, I'm still like, this is surreal. Like, it's not real. Today, it still bothers me. So I can only imagine how people who were close to Kobe feel. How does his family feel? How does his other children feel about this? We haven't even had a memorial service for this man yet. And I understand he meant a lot to people, and I understand you want to be fair in your journalism and ask these questions, but like, it's like, you had 10 plus years. You have the victim. Like, there's other ways. Like, before you jump out the fucking window and try to do something for the sake of, you know, it's like, it comes across as if you have an agenda. Yeah. Yeah. It comes across as if you're clout chasing. It comes across like you're looking for attention. You're trying to get clicks. Cash grab or anything. Yes, like and that goes for. And I don't like the thing of like, oh, people going mad hard at Galye King and they not going hard at these other, like the white women who reported. Everybody else was down on the plane that he like was there with his whole family and all. Yeah. No, not Harvey Weinstein. The white woman who reported, not just Harvey Weinstein, and the other person at CNN, who was NBC or whatever network that Gail works at, who was accused of sexual misconduct, and she spoke out and said, "Oh, well, let's just wait for all the facts." Like, it's things like that. It just makes you appear as if you have an agenda. And what I was gonna say was, people say, "Oh, we're too harsh on Gail and our own black women, but we're not harsh on these other people, like the white women who tried to report on Kobe's rape case after maybe an hour." Or 40 minutes after the plane crash, the reports of the plane crash, and the white woman came out and said that, oh, we don't go hard. Yeah, we did. We did. She got suspended. Mm-hmm. She got suspended from her fucking job. Ari Shaffir, a comedian who came out and made a fucking nasty-ass video talking about, oh, Kobe Bryant is dead because that's just his brand of comedy. Guess what, my nigga? Poorly timed. And now his agency dropped him. Mad comedy clubs are not taking him in because he's been getting death threats, and people don't want that. Mm-hmm. But it's just poorly timed. You're trying to make a joke. You're trying to do something for it. Like, you know, we did go hard on these people. We need a full scope of things. We got to be a little bit more aware. I understand how it comes across sometimes, but we just need to give that context, because I don't like you just spoke on, Akai, I don't like how people try to make it seem as if it's a new narrative being created. It turns from, oh, was she wrong about Kobe Bryant, to, oh, was Snoop Dogg wrong for yelling at black women? How do we talking to our black women? Well, how are these black women talking on our black men, and just black women to black women? Or just think about his daughters, think about his family. How are you helping them? Like, how do you think they feel watching that? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just so many things that go under this umbrella that people just don't seem to think about. Or because I understand we're full of emotion. And I understand, like, to me, I'm like, Snoop Dogg was justified in his emotion because of how he felt. That's his friend. That's somebody he had a relationship with. Yeah. I can't imagine what it would feel like if one of my close friends or family members passed away in a horrible accident and somebody speaking on one of the ill times from their past. Nobody's perfect. Like, there's time for that. But, like, come on. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we really doing? It's Black History Month. What are we doing?
Exactly. Yes, it is Black History Month.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Honestly, that being said, we should be doing more. I'm sorry. Big up. We should be doing more with having that awareness, making sure we're checking that emotion and not putting it into the dynamic of a story such as this that we have honestly no business really commenting on. The person has passed. Let it pass. But also, we should be able to say, as a people, how can we prevent these things? How can we avoid it? And how can we also get past these being the narratives that we have set in place, so that we're not, getting past the higher message of coming together and connecting and saying we can have a memorial service, and we can also cater to the victim that was there, and also try and seek help for those that probably would go down the same path, if that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're taking ourselves away from what should be the actual issue, which is rape is a thing that is It's something that we
it's
can't
so
even
deep.
speak on.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so deep.
It's so deep in like it because once you hear that word, it's such a trigger term for
Yeah.
a lot of people. And I'm sorry for saying the word so much, but I understand how it can trigger some people. But it's a layered situation. It's not just a one way every time. It's so many different factors that go into it. And then not trying to claim for anybody's innocence or guilt. I'm just saying that's just what it is. The reality of it. It's a complicated thing.
Yeah,
And especially how the U.S. and the United States, how laws are made around it. Because there's people who can get away with it if it falls under a certain way. Like it's just
terrible.
Exactly. DNA evidence. Well, he wore a condom. His DNA wasn't on the thing. Like it's
That's
so
ridiculous.
many. Like I'm saying. Like it's such a deep layered
That's to
issue.
protect people, the wrong people.
And it's such a deep layered issue. It's irresponsible to speak on it in a fashion as if it's only a one way word. It's a one way term. It only goes one way. So I'm just like, come on, we got to do better. And I understand that people have all these different narratives of how they're trying to spin on it, but just give yourself some more information, people. You got to understand that there's more going on to the shit. It's not just one thing only. So, the one question I really do want to ask is, and this goes for you too, Tone. How the fuck was Bill Cosby tweeting from jail?
Bill Cosby tweeting from jail. Wait, what?
He was like, yeah, get her. He was like, yeah, Snoop Dogg, get Gail.
No.
That bitch had me looking crazy.
I also wondered about that. I thought you might have some answers.
I don't know. I didn't know he knew how to work Twitter.
Well, I was recently reading up about Yo Gotti and Jay-Z joining forces. They're working on this initiative to get prison reform in Mississippi because of the harsh conditions over there. And they said that there was like this big thing that was caught on video, and it was like another inmate's cell phone. He pulled out and filmed like a guard riot with the prisoners.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
So then I'm like, so it's like I think it's really normal for dudes to have phones.
No,
in jail.
they have it. I've seen people from jail post on Instagram.
Yeah, they just
They
got
be
money
making
in
trillers.
Forward their videos. Yo, forward that trailer to me.
I don't want the government watching
there.
me.
The fact that they have trillers,
It's mad funny. Niggas be going hand. They be killing it. So, we only got like 10 minutes left, so I want to make sure we hit on another big story. I need to make sure we hit this big story, man. We could not pod without this story.
Really?
I know a lot of people were talking about this.
Isn't Bill Cosby also blind?
Exactly. Legally. So, the story that
it down.
everybody was talking about throughout the week, I know with music coming out, it was just so much drama around it, but I know we got to hit
shout out
this.
Tory Lanez.
A man sets fire to $1 million to keep his ex-wife from having it. Here's a photo of a alleged man.
Hey man, that man just doing the right thing.
A king.
No, it was the Meek Mill Nicki Minaj thing.
Ah, fuck. I'm sorry.
Gosh.
I know. It's a basically, all right, what happened? The whole thing at the Grammys week, they had a confrontation between Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj's husband Kenneth Petty, and
He's petty,
they started.
Petty.
They just got into a verbal altercation. Meek Mill left, and then I think a week later, I think he liked something on Twitter or whatever, making fun of Kenneth Petty. So then Nicki Minaj had enough. She's never spoken on it before, so she goes off saying, "Yo, my nigga," she said a lot of things nasty about Meek Mill. Meek Mill responds. She then goes on to say, "Yo, you used to hit me. You spit on your sister. You beat your mother. Your mother tried to pay me $2 million to make the case go away." Speak on. She was going off about this dude, and then he goes on to say, "You only trying to say that because your brother's a convicted rapist, and you know it, and you a bad person in the industry, and everybody knows it, and you trying to make me look like the bad person." Yeah, it was a lot of nasty.
That's a Jerry Springer episode. That's like the two-part episodes
Twitter
that they be
went
having.
crazy with that one.
Fam, that's not a clapback. That's like, yo, what? That's a lawsuit.
And then she went on to say, "Imagine talking about an alleged rape of a child to hurt someone who wasn't involved just so people can dislike me. You can never stand on your own. You won't tell people the mother is on tape asking me for $20 million to make the charge go away, though. You was around." Yeah, man, it was a lot of nastiness. And then Meek Mill goes on to say, "The only way you could try to kill my career is to say that I beat women. Talk about your brother convicted of rape and you been new and paid for his lawyer. Your little brother touched that little girl too. You know that I know. You want me to crash with your boyfriend and I won't. You sad. You willing to crash your man because you losing now and everybody in the industry know you a bad person. You been knew your brother was raping that little girl. That's why I got away from you."
Been new.
And then she goes on to say that he dresses bad and he was an ugly nigga.
Nah, that's part of it.
So, let's talk about
this is crazy.
X versus X after the breakup. Who's wrong? Who's right? You ever had it like? How do you go after your ex? How do you respond? What do you do?
It's never healthy, man. That's never healthy. Man,
In this situation,
that's why your mom can't cook.
silence is golden.
Yeah, silence is golden. Silence is an answer. That's true. You know what? I'll fuck with that, Tony. I respect it.
Okay, so here's where I'm gonna go with it. This is something that I just noticed. I'm just noticing something. I do believe there's both. Honestly, in my opinion, they both get an L.
Yeah,
They
of
both
course.
get an L.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fair. That's fair.
Let me explain why.
Who gets the bigger L though?
No.
Oh,
It's a
see?
fair L. It's a fair
no.
L. It's a fair L on both sides.
It's a divided
Because think
L.
about it like this, because it's a layered, thing, and we don't have that much time, so I want to make sure we take enough time to really get on this. Meek Mill was going on for a year. He even made a diss song about the nigga, like her husband. It was like 30 seconds. We talked about like, yo, every time, like, yo, his nigga wears Balenciaga with bootcut jeans. Like
That's kind of whack. I'm sorry.
he did
That's
that.
kinda
Meek
whack.
Mill did that. He was liking tweets on this dude. He was basically talking about him and making fun of him for a year. Nicki Minaj didn't say anything. So Nicki Minaj is right for after a year of like, all right, you've been poking me enough. I'm finally going to say something. Because in a way that does make him look corny. Now, where I go with it, when Nicki Minaj attacked Meek Mill and talked about him, she spoke on a lot of his appearance. She was tweeting photos of him in like funny outfits and stuff like that. Like, she was talking about the way that he looked, calling him ugly and all these different
That's how you
types of
really
things.
get to a nigga. I'm
I
sorry.
like how he came back though. He just made
And then
made
he
his
talked
album
about-
cover like the ugliest picture of him possible. But yeah,
And then
I like that
Meek
jacket.
Mill responds with going after her character, calling her a bad person and talking about her brother. So what I took from that was Nicki Minaj attacked looks, he attacked character. So to me, you do look stupid when you talk shit about your ex in a way of like, oh, you ugly nigga, you whack, this and that. Like, wait, you used to fuck with me at one point.
Yeah.
You used to love me at one point.
You kissed me.
Yeah, like, I'm that ugly? Like, you used to fuck with me. Like, it's hard to talk about a person's appearance when you used to fuck with that person.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, you look stupid.
Yeah.
There's no clean way of doing that. You look really dumb doing that sometimes. If you can talk about their character, you can say, yo, you changed. Yo, you're different from the person who I thought you were when I got with you. So I'm separating myself from that. That makes sense to me. You can do that.
True.
facts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so respectfully, they both get the L.
But still,
It's
man.
within their characters. They always lash out. Hopefully, they just stop now.
It's just unfortunate, man. That
Because,
just...
I mean, a lot of times Meek Mill says, yo, don't ask me about no Nicki, this and that. Every time Nicki does something, people tend to ask Meek Mill how he feels about it. But Meek Mill, you were seen in an alleged altercation, well, your goons were with Safari. Now you're going after the new nigga. Like, fam, I understand it. Can you attack your ex's new nigga? Or have some type of, feelings against him?
Well, that's the rest of our show. 83 has come to a close. What have we learned, guys?
We're there, but no,
I'm
just
just
real
saying.
quick. Can you have negative feelings against the ex nigga or the new nigga? We
Fuck
do.
yeah, nigga.
We do.
Fuck yeah, nigga.
We
Yeah,
do.
of course.
Shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't. We can't
Shouldn't.
publicly do it, but
There
fuck
it
yeah.
is. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
fuck
feel
yeah.
that way, but
Yeah,
never
but
speak on it
still,
or
like-
act on it. But you can feel that way.
I mean-
because that's just how we feel. I don't know where it comes from. It's a
I
pride.
mean-
Is it a possession?
Pride?
Is it a possession thing?
Nah.
What is it?
It's
Especially
like,
since
fuck that
dude
nigga.
has
That's
a-
what it is.
Especially since that dude has a target on his back.
Yeah.
There's all these stuff that's
Back of his head.
publicly known about him.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's just-
people
it's just
pointed
like,
that
oh,
out, too.
Yeah.
He's been arrested multiple times, and he's been convicted
No, I
of
haven't. I
rape.
mean,
He's
wait,
been
who?
Nicki
Oh.
Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty's been convicted of rape. Her brother's been convicted of rape. People was like, yo, what's up with that?
Yeah, that's wild.
People pointed
that's
that
wild.
out. That was kind of wild. But just in general topic about your exes, like, is it like you, because sometimes you don't even miss your ex, but like at the same time, you're like, oh, fuck that nigga up.
Man, listen, it's just like after you hear the stories after the fact, it's just like, really? That's how y'all got down? And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, that's whack, man. That's whack. But I can't have any animosity. It's like you have to go through the shit yourself. I can't be there to be like, oh, damn. Oh.
One of my favorite
It's on
ex-slapbacks
you.
of all time is when Kanye made that song Cold. And he talked about Kim Kardashian's ex, Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
Because also I want to remind people, Kanye is like same height as
I
Evan.
think that was therapy.
Same height as Evan.
5'9".
And Chris Humphries is like 7 feet tall. So it's
He
like,
fucked that nigga
and then
up.
he just went like, lucky I ain't have Jade drop him from the team.
Yeah, Theraflu, nigga. I remember that song. That shit was hard.
Nah, that was a hard line. I'm sorry.
But that's
a hard line.
that's one of the most common thing men fight over.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, if the dude did her wrong after the fact, yeah,
Facts.
Of course, I'm gonna be like, nigga, what?
They do fight over women. That's
But,
what,
you
that's
know,
what the whole book.
I probably got some hands coming my way, definitely. I know that. Fuck yeah, I know I got some hands. I'm gonna be ready. But still, at the same time,
one of the
it's
greatest,
just like,
one of the greatest stories ever told. The Iliad. It's about Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships.
Yeah, I remember.
It's about a woman.
I know.
yeah,
It's
nah,
crazy.
that's literally what
Women are
men war
trash.
over.
It's about. Should I get into the whole story? So this dude named Paris. No, I'm just kidding. I did read it once though.
Yeah, but I think overall, sometimes what I want to say is I feel like sometimes you it's not that you miss your relationship with the person. You know, I think it really comes from the routine of being in a relationship. Sometimes you miss the routine of being in a relationship.
No,
And seeing what that person is doing with somebody else.
I don't.
It's like,
I don't.
not you, niggas in general.
You missed the poutine.
No, some people you miss the routine of being in a relationship because sometimes you in long term, especially in long term relationships, you fall into a pattern.
I meant the French fries. Dang.
You fall into a pattern, and
I could go for that. French fries and gravy.
you in that pattern, and you're
That's-
kind of not over that pattern of being with the
think I
person, and then now you see your ex moving on with somebody else, and the new nigga's in that pattern, and she's doing those things with that nigga,
Yeah.
and it's not really the person, it's not really her, it's just the pattern, and it makes you feel rage, and now you have somebody to take it
I'm
out
so
on.
sorry. I was
see
thinking
it, though.
about
I
French
see it
fries
'cause-
with gravy this
'cause she's
entire
like,
time.
Meek is probably like, him?
Yeah,
He was Balenciaga with bootcut jeans.
This dude?
Oh.
This dude?
I know people felt that way about
He's
me.
like, he's
No,
prison. I'm prison
Nah,
reform.
no, deadass. Imagine you see your ex with some nigga in a cardigan running around.
Oh, hey.
If it's him, that's cool.
I'm speaking to niggas like him, not him personally. He's my man. I would never talk like that about my
cardigan?
man.
Yeah, you do. You already did.
But some nigga in a cardigan and some stupid haircut. I'm like, come on.
Hey.
bro. I'm not talking
Listen,
about
I know
you.
I look like Ace Ventura sometimes,
not
but still,
talking
come on,
about
man.
you.
I asked
Yes,
him where
you
he
are.
gets
And then you
haircuts.
find out the nigga from
Chill,
Far
chill,
Rockaway,
chill,
Tone.
chill,
What are you gonna
chill,
do?
chill,
Oh,
chill.
man.
He's like,
chill.
yo, how the fuck is she getting to Far Rockaway to fuck with this nigga?
Damn.
How is she doing
Hey.
that?
That'd be
I'm
wild.
not
The
talking about
53
you.
is still running, okay?
We gotta go. We're not talking about you, bro.
What did we learn this week?
Talk about the nigga in my dog. Niggas, yo, guys, I want y'all to know
It's The Rock in the
that
building.
this was episode
Akai
83.
is out the building.
Black
Akai-
Excellence.
Akai
We had
forgot
a
his
fun.
jacket.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to Jade. Shout out to Tone. 5089 Live FM.
live
Yo,
there.
we nice. I'm gonna see y'all niggas next week.
feels by
We
association.
fucking out.